If you think that having the lockdown will provide you safety, you're mistaken. Because the problem is that this lockdown has had enormous negative effects on the health of people in the United States and worldwide. We talked about the first time the way I was talking about it is lives for lives. I still believe that. There have been people who have delayed their chemotherapy as a result of the lockdown. They've had heart attacks and not gone to the doctor. They've had I just saw a report that estimating, nearly 75,000 people additional will have committed suicide or as a result of the lockdown. I mean, for these deaths of despair. Over the next year.
Worldwide or
no, U.S.
So how many people have died of the coronavirus so far? What's the top estimate? 30,000?
Oh, I didn't look at the number today, but I think 70,000 up to now.
70,000. So as many people have killed themselves as have died.
Well, I mean, I think that's a forecast. So that's not.
I see. All right.
But you get the point. I mean, that happened during the Great Recession. There was these deaths of despair. That's going to come back in spades when we have a GDP collapse of the sort that we're seeing, an unemployment rate that we haven't seen since the Great Depression. And that's just the United States. Worldwide, there is already evidence of resurgence of diseases that we thought we had a handle on. 1.4 million cases of tuberculosis not treated in India. Starvation of children.
With that 1.4 million cases of tuberculosis in India.
Yeah.
That as a result of COVID, as a result of the
lockdowns. A lockdown. I mean, it's basically people sparing the hospital systems to try to be able to treat COVID patients. And shutdown orders that make it difficult for people to travel to the clinics to get the. I mean, for tuberculosis, you need basically regular antibiotic treatment for very, very long time.
So in a place such as India, you impose a lockdown, and you're pushing the entire population into a time machine. Their healthcare regresses a century.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's not just true in India. That's true in every country on earth. Especially the poor people in every country on earth will suffer from this global economic collapse that essentially we've caused. I mean, partly it's due to COVID, but it's partly also the response of governments around the world to shut down our economies. There is no safe option here. You either face the problems that have to do with lifting the lockdown and COVID, or you face the problems having to do with the economic collapse that we've caused as a result of trying to deal with COVID. People look at the lockdowns, they say things like, okay, the death rates have to go down for 14 days in a row, and then we can lift the lockdowns, right? But if I'm right that the lockdowns are effective, you lift the lockdown, then it just starts growing again. Okay. Right? I mean, so it's not that the lockdowns are not a mechanism for disease eradication. All right. They're not a mechanism of disease eradication. That will never eradicate a disease. It'll only delay when the disease happens, now or later. You pay the cost now or you pay it later.